So one of the most important things, I think, if you want to create a high-performing sales team, is to make sure that you separate performance from, it sounds weird, from compensation. Because performance should be something that you do always, at all times. You can create a sales department where people come in, they are super intrinsically motivated for just being the very, very best they can be. Control what they can control and just execute at a super high level. Always max performance. And then whatever the results is what the results is. And of course, if that means that outsized results are being produced, e.g. revenue is going up to a significant degree, they should be paid more, just like an engineer or do it anyone else. But when you individually compensate people, you end up in this weird model where you create a psychological trigger of, if I'm not getting paid a bonus, I'm not doing it. And that's one of the key issues I see in many companies that have these performance plans set up is, when somebody from the marketing team talks to the sales team and say, hey, sales team, I have this super important question. I need us to ask our customers about it so we can redirect our marketing campaigns. I have literally been sitting there with sales teams that basically said, okay, I'll ask the question. What's my bonus? Where you're like, it's your freaking job, right? And it has a lot of value for the company. But you can't blame the salesperson in that scenario because they're operating under the system that has been created, and that is the system you're going to get if you have them heavily compensated individually for individual performance. That's why I believe you should never have individual performance on a sales team. I don't think it's the right business decision. I think when I look at what we built at 24 slides, where we have zero compensation for salespeople, we have people who are intrinsically motivated to come in every single day to just kick ass. Calling, emailing, just being the very, very best they can be at all times, just because they want to be the best they can be. Now that's a very different picture than what I saw in many other companies. And the reason for that is because they're motivated to being the best they can be. When you have really high motivation across your team, then you have less burnout, you have less churn, which means you spend less resources training people. In general, you get higher performance per FTE. There's so many positive effects that comes out of this that, from my perspective, it is mind-boggling that more companies is not operating this way. Just absolutely mind-boggling. So make sure that if you want to compensate your sales team, never do it individually. Team level, maybe. Ideally, profit level on a company basis. Because then you get out of this psychological trap of salespeople just being focused on themselves and have to be able to be focused on themselves. And instead you create a full department of people that is passionate about growing your business. So the next time the marketing team comes down and say, hey, we had this really important question that we want to ask, because that's going to allow us to create much better marketing campaigns. The salespeople person is going to be like, interesting. How? What are we going to get out of it? And once they understand that this is the best decision for the business, they will ask that question, because they understand that's how you grow the business, and that is their motivation. Their motivation is not getting their own bonus or their own individual performance up. Their motivation is to do the best they can for the business, to have the business grow. I've tried both models, and I'm telling you, model number 2 kicks. Having your team just focus on making the right decision for the business and just doing the best they can do to be the best they can for the business at all time, it's just much better for your company. So if you have a company that have that model, let me know. Love to talk to you. If you want to change, let me know. I'll share some tips and tricks. See ya!